actor Mark Steger used his real hands to move the huge Demogorgon arms. As you can see, they're covered in green to make them easier to remove in post-production. And this wasn't Mark Steger's first time working under such conditions. He both performed and choreographed movements for huge projects like the post-apocalyptic World War Z and I Am Legend, as well as the campy supernatural TV drama American Horror Story. Steger revealed that when the Duffer Brothers were explaining the concept of the creature, they often referred to classic animatronic movie monsters, John Carpenter's The Thing, the early films of David Cronenberg, and of course, the alien from, well, Alien. But there was one more direction from the Duffer Brothers which helped to differentiate the Demogorgon from its monstrous forebears. The Demogorgon should look like and convey the terror of the shark from Jaws that would appear now and then to feed. Pretty unexpected, right? Did the Demogorgon ever put you in mind of Jaws while you were watching the series? Don't be shy, tell us in the comments. The secrets of the Upside Down. While we know practically nothing about the rules of this mysterious world, we at least know how it was created using an innovative blend of digital and practical effects. This hybrid approach helped to make the atmosphere and appearance of the otherworldly upside-down versions of real locations really convincing. Starting from Season 2, the visual effects team used digital effects to transform real settings into the upside-down dimension. This wasn't an easy task though, as all the sets had to be scanned and reconstructed with meticulous 3D models. Meanwhile, the set of the buyer's house also served as the practical location for many scenes shot in the Upside Down.
Hola.
Which meant that it had to be built in such a way so that all the walls could be easily removed and, of course, to allow the CG teams to specially enhance any practical effects. But the creativity didn't stop there. If you've ever seen the truly terrifying Under the Skin starring Scarlett Johansson, you'll know how hard it is to create that black void effect. In that film, they used a whole stage with a special glass floor, but that would have been very expensive and very reflective, so the practical effects team of Stranger Things came up with a very creative lo-fi solution. Whenever we see Eleven walking in the void of the Upside Down, the sourceless, uncanny tone of diffuse lighting was created using a big water tank. Another unique quality of the Upside Down is its peculiar and distinctive spores. And yeah, most of those were also computer generated. Director of Visual Effects Paul Graff shared with the Duffers that they were very picky about those darn spores. At first, they wanted them to be entirely practical, but most of the time, the real spores didn't work as well as they wanted. Plus, the kids weren't super excited about spending a whole day with all of these flakes just flying around and getting in their faces while they were trying to act. Also, the Duffer Brothers were afraid that the actors might inhale them, which is probably a health and safety hazard, right? So, a final decision was made, and what you see on Netflix in the series are 90% CG spores, which is much harder than it sounds, as it wasn't just like throwing on a snow filter and calling it a day. These floating, dandelion seed-like flakes had to react to the characters and the surroundings of the scene, as well as be able to exist in a realistic three-dimensional space so the camera could move around and between them as naturally as possible. So the team had to rotoscope or draw around the actors and features of the background to create depth and space for the spores to play off the surroundings as if they were really there. This caused another rather annoying problem for the CG team though, as since these spores were randomly generated, they had no sense of dramatic timing. They could occasionally misbehave and do something stupid like spin really fast or drift right past someone's nose in the middle of a really emotional moment, which could create all sorts of problems for the effects team, though it is kind of fun to imagine them having a